Hello, I switched to Linux recently, and as a sound designer who has specific needs with software and tools, I was struggling a bit to set things up, but most of the stuff is now working. I'm not using Windows anymore, and I'm also trying to avoid Mac as well. So currently where I'm at is Linux Mint, and so I'm just gonna record the freeform video to cover all the aspects of the stuff that I have working now properly, and also maybe discuss how to get there when you're stuck and stuff like that. So let's start first with the obvious, Reaper. So Reaper works very well on Linux. It opens up quickly. There are issues with UI and scaling, so currently I'm testing this larger UI, but there is some options. You can do various different things. It's not ideal in terms of font sizes. That's why this the only thing I didn't like. But you can't change just that, or at least I did not find a way to solve it yet. But Reaper properly works. I have my own custom config. I think this is just the default. Let's see in the default version. I think, yeah, most of the UI looks properly. These letters are fine, but when you create a button which has some custom stuff, and then you want to say, let's make it double size, and it's, yes, this thing, and this font is almost unreadable. So you either don't use the text buttons or you scale the UI. There's a way to scale the UI. You modify some values in your Reaper ini file. Let's maybe show that actually in action. This one. I picked Linux Mint because it is very close to Windows experience. Yes, so this value, if you scale, UI scaling, I set it to 1.5, and then I have this scaled up interface. I don't like it very much, but I think at least I can read these things, and some of the things are nice, like the toolbars look fine. Yeah, this looks decent. Getting the mixer to look decent is also a bit of struggle. I think this is okayish compared to this, I guess. Now you have mix of these big fonts and then small fonts. So if you're OCDing your Reaper config, it's not easy to get to a point where you're satisfied with everything on Linux at this point, at least, or I did not invest enough time. But anyway, I am at a good spot. I think I have the stuff working properly on most of the fronts. So let's go quickly, like, to showcase Linux Mint itself a bit. So, you know, Windows 11 has some shady practices, adding a lot of unnecessary and unwanted AI tools, telemetry, and also just the stability of the system is degrading over time. They are adding new UI which just hides the old stuff where you could just find things like control panel. Now you just have system settings and it's your control panel with everything within it. You also have stuff like your programs in all of it is here, or in categories. You have your computer. There's some hard drives here, some shortcuts. You can do bookmarks as well. You can have multiple tabs here, although I actually never use this, but it exists. It's very smooth experience. I have just good things to say so far about using Linux. So how I approached this, I switched immediately without actually thinking of... I just backed up all my hard drives, so everything that was not on the Windows system drive, I put over here the important stuff I wanted to save, and then the system drive itself, I I just burned it over. I cleaned it up and installed a fresh installation of Linux. I'm now exclusively on Linux, and for Windows needs, for testing scripts and stuff like that, I have VirtualBox running with Windows 10, not connected to internet. Yeah, but anyway, let's maybe go through these programs over here. So there's two Reaper configurations. This is my replacement for everything that I found. It's close to it, not that bad, not that good, but you know, like you can find most of the stuff on your computer with this. Everything from Void Tools, if you don't know what that is, this amazing program. So the replacement for this kind of exists on Linux. It's called fsearch, and it does the same thing there. It loads up it scans your computer, and you can find stuff like, I don't know, LKC Variator, and then I can find all the files that are related to this. I don't know what I think about this auto hide taskbar, but I'm doing it because if you want to do full screen in Reaper, you kind of need that, because for some reason I don't have not system settings, so I need panel settings, and then intelligently hide always show panel, I guess. I don't know what's auto and intelligently, what's the difference there, I'm not sure. But if you do actually do the standard way and just show it all the time, the full screen is not really full screen, so you have the bottom of the Reaper not seen here. So you either do maximize window like this, or you don't actually do full screen. So let's keep it like this for the moment. Anyway, so installing the system itself is very easy and straightforward. Most of the stuff works just out of the box. You need to start being familiar with the terminal and the way it works on Linux. So that's something it might be intimidating for some people at the beginning at least, but you know, like you just need to kind of know a couple of things like list the folder, or I don't know, sudo command, or change directory, or whatever, make new directory and stuff like that. This is my replacement for Office. It has Word, it has Office, Excel, and it has presentations, which is, I guess, PowerPoint. It does the job. It opens and saves these files, which I occasionally need, like everyone else, and it also does PDFs as well. Yeah, so this is my open source. I don't know actually if this one is open source, but it's definitely free replacement for Office, so no need for Microsoft 365 anymore. Of course, it's not full replacement, but for my needs at least, it does the job. Then I'm using Firefox with DuckDuckGo engine. I'm looking into some other engines as well, but for now it's DuckDuckGo. And I'm experimenting with Mullvad browser and Mullvad VPN. So these are the tools I'm testing at the moment. I have only good things to say so far. We'll skip this for now. OBS, so it's working. Like, it's detecting microphone input, it's detecting desktop audio, webcam, recording in 60 FPS. Kind of works, I guess. Does the job that it's supposed to do. Then we have Steam. Games are working on Linux. As you can see here, I'm playing some games. And so far, everything's working great. I have a bit outdated PC at this point. It's more than 5 years old, and the GPU is not the best. But, you know, I can play some games, and they work. And I guess this is what I play mostly at the moment, and a bit of Animal. Well, these are not very resource-intensive games, but, you know, we can maybe do a showcase later of some of these running. So yeah, Steam and Valve did a great job of porting Windows games to work on Linux, and it's just getting better and better every day. So if you're a gamer you can continue playing your games and enjoy them without hassle of Windows PC issues. So that's great. That's one of the biggest things. This is like a free YouTube, which is not working at the moment. But yeah, on the software manager, there's like an app store, and you can install a bunch of stuff from here that is built specifically for Linux or optimized for Linux, or just works exclusively for Linux. I don't know, how do I explore what I have here? Show installed applications. Yeah, so there's a bunch of stuff that you can find here, and then you can explore. There are some also cool, unique Linux games. And we're gonna cover this later. Yes, Wine is another emulation of Windows stuff that can help you with some things that don't exist on Windows, on Linux. And Winboat, I will not recommend this for now. I think VirtualBox or Wine is now the way to go for the moment, and Winboat is, I would not recommend that. So Element, this is like a chat client that I'm testing at the moment. It's supposed to be a replacement for Discord for my friends. VS Codium, this works. This is great. This is a fork of VS Code that is stripped away from all the telemetry that VS Code does. And for script development that I do, this is just what I need. So, perfect. GitHub Desktop, this works natively. This is just there and works. There are my repositories that I am maintaining. Some games I'm trying to build. I changed location some of these, so I'll have to update them. So this works. This is exactly the same experience as on Windows. This is just Electron wrapper, I guess. Chrome works, Discord works, and then we come to work stuff, which I use for daily communication with my colleagues. So Slack works, Zoom works, VPN works, Parsec works. So these things are just for work-related tasks, and they work very well. Parsec works great. I was also able to do, I guess, remote desktop connection. There is this client called Remina, which connects to whatever PC you are working at. This is my personal PC, so I connect to my work PC from this one, and it works without any kind of issue. And then this is just VirtualBox with installations of Windows, and some of these are inaccessible. I moved them away. If you don't know what this is, you have to check it out. Yes, and over here you can see I have GameMaker and have Unreal Engine, so these also work. And you can do stuff. I did not really test a lot of this. I mean, GameMaker, I still need to set things up here to be able to properly build for Linux. What I have currently, I think, is just a build that works for this will fail probably. The stuff that does work is building it for Opera browser. And although that's not the best experience, but it does work. Maybe let's turn off the sound. Yeah, this is the small game I'm working on in free time. Yes, so GameMaker works. You can develop games on Linux. Unreal Engine works, and Wise works. So we're gonna cover that separately. But I think there's a Nextcloud is my replacement for Google Drive. So as you can see, I'm trying to stay away. I decided to actively stay away from big tech companies like Google, Meta, and Microsoft more and more. And I'm trying to get back my digital sovereignty again, because I am also besides being an individual who wants to exercise their rights, I also want to see what's possible on the Linux frontier. And also I'm a sound designer, which means I'm a game developer, which means I'm also an artist, and I want to see art and creative people succeeding with the tools that are not in control of big corporations that can any day decide to change their opinion on how we use their tools and retroactively change the rules of the game. So at least this is an exercise in this, and this is Super Collider. If you don't know what that is a you can program your music basically, or do plugins and stuff like that. Now we come to the biggest issue about using Linux for audio, and that's audio drivers and audio routing. Surprise. What I have decided is that I said to myself, I'm switching away from Microsoft. I will not use Windows anymore. And I'm ready to take any of the sacrifices that are needed in the way I use tools and which tools I use to be able to support my decision of moving away from Microsoft. So that's the mindset that I had, and I imagined that I will never again play games, do sound editing at home, play music, make music, stuff like that. So my bar was pretty low, and then I found myself surprised that actually a lot of things work and they work properly. But one of the things that's still very messy and tricky is actual audio drivers. So there's system stuff, there's like protocols that Linux uses. I think the oldest one was ALSA. ALSA Linux. So this is one thing. So this is a low-level protocol that Linux used, and it's very rudimentary. It's direct access to, I think, converters. So not very good. And then they tried to make something called Pulse Audio. That is a bit more high level. That I think this thing. So it's a high level that talks to also then, and then this got deprecated by something called Pipewire. And Pipewire is now the latest thing that exists, at least in this Linux implementation. Linux Mint uses this, and it's there by default. And it should kind of work. The idea is to have a centralized routing place that takes all the audio that comes into your computer, all audio that is, I don't know, going through your computer and gets out. This illustration actually demonstrates this pretty nicely. That's the idea, at least. Reality is that audio professionals have a very big set of gear and external devices that are supposed to work with PC as well. So setting that up is very difficult for some of these things. There's also a thing called QJack, which is a visual controller for Jack, and Jack was the solution to use when you had only before Pipewire, I think. So all these things, there's various different systems that handle audio in Linux, and they are not very friendly to each other all the time. Sometimes they are, but not all the time. So you need to understand that if you want to get this to work, you will have to spend some time learning, investigating. And what I started doing just right from the scratch, I built myself like a database of notes, and there's one for Linux stuff. And then I started writing down all the stuff that I encountered issues with. So this is the best thing you can do when you when you start setting up and then you find an issue, you open a new topic and then you start adding notes. And so you can go back and remember, because there's so many of these instances of different things that are problematic that you will forget them immediately. And so now when I read this, I don't even remember how I solved some of these issues. I know just that I have a bunch of notes here. But the goal and vision of Linux audio is very, I would say, liberating and ideal. It's idealistic. The idea is to have something like this that handles all the audio through on your computer, and then you can route from one application to another application and send stuff through from hardware inputs directly to applications, or do some kind of custom side chaining and whatever. So having a visual way of that represents how audio is structured. So for example, now see, this is what we have at the moment. We have babyface in class compliant mode that's automatically detected, and then its outputs, well, inputs 1 and 2 are going to OBS directly, and then stuff like that exists. If we try to play something, let's play some Justin's music. I'm not sure if this is being captured properly now. Well, OBS is not capturing this, as you can see over here. But let's see what our graph says over here. Desktop audio. We also have the babyface desktop audio directly to OBS. Somewhere over here there should be also Firefox, you see, and then Firefox should be able to be routed here. Yeah, so this went through microphone. I think I need to route it here. Ideally. I don't know. Let's pick default. It's not picking it up, so I don't know. No. There's also jack. Oh my god. There's, yeah, so this is the reality. You have to figure out how things work and what do they represent. When you see this PW, that's pipe wire, then we have this also, and then there is probably something else here. This one is jack. So you can see the different protocols these systems use, and they should be able at some point to talk to each other. There's also capture from webcam. I'm struggling to find a way to capture the desktop audio. It worked before. Maybe I can do this, so I can maybe pick jack input client over here, and there's two things, and then maybe if I send stuff from here, it's okay. So you can hear Justin's music, some of it at least. So we found a way to pipe directly from Firefox to OBS and to mix it in somehow. Yeah. So yes, but in short, ideally you shouldn't have to do this all the time. I'm struggling because I am trying to capture different things in my computer while recording a video, and your regular workflow might be just opening Reaper and doing some stuff there. So okay, because the song is now finished, this disappeared, and let's play something else. And the routing is reset, so we have to set it again. I guess connections disappear once the instance disappears. So a bunch of not ideal things. You would imagine there's a constant signal going through if you connect it. Maybe you can save this somehow, I don't know. I mean, there's option to save these things, but I don't know how do you really use this practically. Anyway, if I close this, it will complain. I'm like, fine, sure, I don't care. And I will close it over here. Don't save, close without saving, I guess. We don't care about this. I will also close this. But yeah, so start documenting things. And I was struggling to find this tool. This was not installed by default. So I wrote down, okay, this is the tool that I need to have custom routing of audio on Linux. Let's cover this. So let's go with the situation about drivers for your audio card is that they don't exist really. Some of the manufacturers started. I think Presonus Linux drivers. They announced. I think they will be building drivers for this user jack. I don't even, maybe it's not Presonus. Some of the companies have announced that they will start supporting Linux for their audio driver, the audio cards. But RME and Babyface that I use has something called class compliant mode, CC mode. And it's a limited low-level profile of this tool, of this hardware that works without drivers. It's just being detected automatically. If you look at here, you can see that it's seeing the device. I have not installed anything. And there is a way to enter this mode by pressing some buttons on your audio card. And that is the way I have my stuff set up. So there's also a way to do some routing internally on this audio card on the buttons themselves. So that's what I did. There is no total mix, so you cannot use total mix here. You might be able to use total mix on a different computer, and then when you are in class compliant mode, you save this. I was not able to set it up properly. I'm not sure if I'm doing something wrong or if that's not really possible. So I think of all these things that I have 2 stereo outputs and 2 stereo inputs, 2 microphone inputs. And that's what I use now. That's all I need, and all I am using at with my home setup. So be aware of that. Then we have installing Reaper. There's a script that you get when you download Reaper for Linux. I had some issues because I had the custom config, and then I was writing down what's going on here. Let's see. Yes, there is SWS extensions and Repack. They both work for Reaper. There are custom binaries for that, so you can see there's these 2 things. They work perfectly well. Ria IMGUI, however you like it. This works, so I was able to set this to work as well. And inside the Reaper itself, I chose ALSA as driver, but there's a trick where you don't pick a thing from this list, but this is a text box where you type stuff actually, and then you type the default to pick the driver of the class compliant mode of my card. I found this somewhere on Reaper forum. So prepare yourself to look for stuff like this when you start. I think I have some notes here for this as well. yeah, as you can see, this might be useful. So this shows you all the stuff that it exists. So there's this is, I guess, on the motherboard itself. This is the graphics card, HDMI output, and then there's baby face. And there's also webcam, which has, I think, both speaker and microphone embedded. And then this is just a MIDI keyboard and some information. So the pipe wire is currently active, and I think there's also a way you can do this to revert back to your old system if you want some, for some reason, for testing and following older guides, I guess. Yeah, but I think this one you can just install from the App Store. There is an App Store, and you can do stuff. You can install stuff from here. Let's not save anything. And then there was this, what's it called? QPWGRAPH. Great name. There's this and there's this. And you can see that they seem to be same thing, but on different repositories. These are just different locations from where you download, I think. And this image is outdated as well. But anyway, that's the stuff about audio drivers. Let's see what else do I have from my notes over here. I have a custom launcher. So this shortcut is a text file which I have set up to use my icon and run my configuration. You might not need to do that, but because I have multiple Reaper configurations, I had to do that. Jack, hopefully you won't need to use Jack anymore. Sound issues, sure, we covered that. Wine and Yabridge, yes. So once you have your Linux installed, once you have your drivers working and you have Reaper installed, then there's a question of plugins. What about plugins? So it's a big topic as well, and like everything else, I have decided to upfront I decided to be ready for things not working, and that I will sacrifice them even if I paid them. So, for example, but there is still a lot of stuff you can do. So, what currently exists as a possibility, you can see these are all the plugin formats supported on Linux. So you can have VSTs and VST instruments. There's these custom formats for Linux, and there's Clap, that's new format developed by Bitwig. This is well, these are Reaper plugins. Jesus Sonic, they work fine. So there's Clap stuff. I think I installed Surge. Surge works very well. Here you go. Let's see if we can have output from Reaper displayed in OBS. Doesn't seem like it's going to happen. Oh, okay, here it is. Yeah, so this is not working for some reason. That's weird. Is it because, oh, I know, because you need to set it up like this. Yeah, okay, now we have stuff working. Okay, cool. Let's do some custom patch. Yeah, okay, so it's capturing Reaper, but we had to do something. I think this was needed. Let's see if it's not needed. If we delete this, yeah. Now I hear it on my side, but I don't hear it you don't hear it in the recording. So you have to do this to have Reaper working. So once you understand how all this works, you can probably do anything you want. Yeah, which is not really possible, at least on Windows. So that's very cool once you have it working. Yes, but back to plugins. Clap plugins work. These plugins work. I guess I also have Surge. And then there is a possibility to convert VSTs through, how's it called? There is a program called Yabridge, and then you have this, you download this, and then you can convert your VSTs that you have installed somewhere or downloaded them, and then you create a custom file that is then converted, and you have your stuff working. Why can't I load this? Okay, let's see if this is being picked up by OBS. Yes. Yeah, if you ask me, FM8 is the only thing I need in life to be happy, so that's enough. And I think what I have a bunch of, all Air Windows plugins work. There is just, I think, Air Windows VST for Linux. And so if you don't, I think these you don't have to, Linux VST. Yes. So there is this. I have Intel PC, so I use this. I think this is when you have ARM. So yeah, what I decided, okay, I will use what I can convert. I will use what I can download and then I can install. Most of the stuff that I use has been limited to Reaper plugins anyway. Things like ReAQ and JSonic plugins. Like this. I think that's all I need. So I just decided I will use what I can use here, and it's gonna be enough for my needs at least. That might differ depending on what kind of work you do and how much you depend on. Hello, we're back now in second part of our Linux for sound designers and Reaper on Linux adventure. For some reason the first part OBS crashed, and I don't know, I guess not everything is perfect. Yeah, so I just want to continue talking about stuff and my impressions. Now I'm setting up things differently. I'm talking into Reaper so I can hear myself, and sending that through. So from Reaper to OBS jack input, and that is coming here. So I muted myself, my mic input, so I don't hear double. And so output from Reaper is coming into jack, and that includes microphone signal or MIDI input. Yes, so one of the things that was tricky to set up was MIDI. What I have is Alesis V25 small MIDI keyboard. Honestly, I don't know how I set it up. Now it's just there and it works. I don't know if I have stuff in my notes for that. I don't remember. But there was some issues. I had to do something with this. This converts ALSA MIDI to jack MIDI. Let's see what this is. Cannot create jack client, failed. And if I do this, failed. I'm not sure what this is. I think before I realized Pipewire exists, I was trying to set this up. But anyway, I cannot be very helpful with this at the moment. The keyboard is working now, and it's picking up MIDI input. Works great. Let's pick something else. Modulation is picking up. Pitch wheel works. Let's do some morphing. I don't know if this is automatable. Let's see. Learn. It is. Well, bad example with this preset, but yes, but MIDI works properly. I had issues with setting up video playback properly. So by default, Reaper tries to find VLC or FFMPEG. And then if you click show decoder information, it should show you what it found. And it says here that it did not find VLC, although I do have it installed, as you can see. And so I had to do something for it to find the FFmpeg. Let me show you something I just figured out while recording this video. So I've routed Reaper to jack input to go to OBS. If I open settings here and just click OK, the connection will be destroyed, I guess, because it reinstantiates the audio settings. So watch these connections here. And now you can actually hear me again. Previously, I continued the recording for like 15 minutes without again realizing that these connections were broken. So these things are very annoying and very frustrating because you don't know about them. Now it makes sense. Okay, I reinstantiated the audio settings for the whole Reaper as a DAW. It talked to ALSA directly, which is the lowest level of audio on Linux, and then because it did something to it directly, then it had to go back to higher levels, and that breaks the connection. So be aware of that. Now I want to show you Bitwig, because Bitwig also works on Reaper, on Linux. And okay, so it has trouble with audio drivers. That's probably because we are doing Reaper stuff at the same time and trying to record with OBS directly from ALSA. And let's see the audio settings here. Yes, if we go to Pipewire. Hello, are we still there? I had to reconnect because block size was reset with Bitwig. Okay, but you can hear me now. Reaper is running, Bitwig is running. Although you can't hear Bitwig, I have to connect it as well. Okay, now. Yes. And the keyboard works here as well, I think. Easy to get lost with Bitwig. So Bitwig works. You can have fun with Bitwig on Linux. now I'm gonna go back to generic Linux stuff. For example, one of the things that is so simple but so important is when you can't see your other screen, or there's no power on your other screen, and there's just an option here, move to other monitor, and then it shows it, or from this one to another one. And I'm so happy that this option exists, that I'm like a small child getting a toy. This is just so simple. I don't understand why every possible operating system has this as an option. It's so, I struggled so much with Windows with this. Regarding the GPU, I have a AMD GPU, and there is no real software that's supported. This is something that is open source, community made, to monitor and control the parameters of your GPU. So drivers are, I guess, automatically installed for the GPU, but fine tweaking it is a bit not straightforward, since you have to find software like this for your card, maybe. I just wanted to mention that. Updates on Linux Mint. Well, you have this, and then you choose when you're gonna install it. You don't have to do it ever. You can ignore this, like forever, or you can install it or whatever, and it's not intrusive. It will never stop you from working. It will never request a restart. You're in full control of when the update will happen. What else can you do? Yes, I had trouble with this. So these hard drives are formatted for Windows, and this one is formatted for Linux. If you open disks, you can see that, I guess. I guess it's some of these things. Yeah, NTFS and NTFS. Well, why is this unknown? That's weird. Yeah, NTFS. So these are Windows stuff, and this is, I guess, Linux stuff. And for some reason, I couldn't really get these to stay mounted like this. So they appeared like this when I boot up the system, and then I have to click, and then it mounts. So I didn't really know how to do it, but there is an option in here, per partition, edit mount options, and then I guess you uncheck the defaults, and then you check mounted system startup. So that is really helpful to know from the beginning. There was also a thing where you hold Alt and then you drag a window, and then it grabs the window and does this, and that does that for every application, including Reaper. So if you have any Alt modifiers, instead of doing that, like I have Alt for Razor Edit. Instead of doing that, it started moving the window. So I had to disable that. I guess that's in Windows option. And then behavior. Some of these I don't remember. Special key to move and resize windows. Yes. So yeah, I hate this. So I disabled that. And one thing I skipped. Okay, so we still are capturing this. I didn't mention, but you can, contrary to how Windows works nowadays, and I guess Mac as well, you can actually customize how your operating system looks. You can customize the theme, icons, cursors, you can add extensions and stuff like that. Anything you can do to Reaper to modify its look, like Reaper has themes, and you can change how your Reaper looks and how it behaves. You can actually do very similar thing to Linux itself. Well, Linux is famous for that in general, but Linux Mint is also good at that. I want to mention a couple of things that don't really work, and there's no way to get them working. For example, I mentioned Steam and games. Some games require kernel level access, like for their anti-cheat software, like Call of Duty, latest Call of Duty and Battlefield require stuff like that, and you can't really get over that. So you can't really play Battlefield on Linux, so far at least. I don't know if there will be a way to overcome that in future, but I'm hoping there will be. And yeah, annoying things are also when you're opening Windows in Reaper, most of the time they're not opened on correct location for some reason. I don't know how to sort that out. Well, this works, but if they're undocked, they usually go to other screen or somewhere where I don't want them. So that, not this thing. That is sometimes annoying. It's not easy to sort out. Let's see regions, for example. Okay, this is also docked, but it's also ugly. I don't want it. Okay, now it went to left screen. Even though I have this screen set as a main screen. So if I go to display settings, you can see that this one is primary and not this one. But Reaper goes to the leftist one, I guess. Yes, so that is very annoying sometimes, and like most of the time when you're trying to work and the window goes on somewhere where you don't really want it. But hopefully that will be also fixed. So yeah, we mentioned full screen in Reaper. That's not properly working with this, at least. And yeah, the non-DPI color themes like this one, the older ones, not this one, sorry. The older themes don't really look well when scaled up. They're either blurry or you have things like this. Yeah. Like, I don't know what's happening here. So not everything is ideal, but I am anyway trying to use always the latest default theme, because I feel like what they're doing here makes sense, and they're trying to give you the possibility to modify everything you want your way using this theme adjuster, which is a very powerful tool, but you do have to explore it. With that, I think we've covered most of the stuff that's related to setting up your Linux system, installing Reaper, main things that you need to work, and exploring a couple of quirks of Linux itself and Linux audio. So here I would wrap up this video, and then in the next one we're going to talk about how I've set up my Reaper in Linux, how to set it up working with Wise, how to install Wise on Linux, and maybe also a bit of Unreal, and how that all works. So we're gonna go into actual audio territory next time. Okay, see you soon. Have fun. Bye.